Hey guys, Dr. Sean here. I'm going to answer a question for you. I had someone this morning, and I'm not sure who, sent me, I guess, an instant message or something of that nature. And I was just getting in the car. I had my class this morning at 5 a.m. I do a class every Friday, or Monday, Friday, Wednesday, with a gentleman from Athens, Greece. And we trained together. And so I had this class. I was in a hurry. I'm trying to get out the door. And I clicked it, and it said, "Hey, Doc, can you tell me something about steel-cut oats versus rolled oats? What's the difference? Is there a difference, and why?" So I thought, oh, man, I'll go back and I'll do that. Well, here I am in the afternoon. I'm hunting, and I'm flipping through my phone and looking. I can't find it. So I thought, well, next best thing I can do is Facebook Live. So I'll go live with you guys, and I'm going to try and answer this individual's question because I didn't know a better way to do it. So let's look at this thing real quick here. Let's look and think about this. We hear all the time about grains and how good they can be for you. And then you hear, oh my God, grains are terrible for you and they're horrible and you shouldn't eat them. So what's the real deal on this, right? Should we eat grains? Should we not? And again, I'm going in response to the question that this gentleman asked me this morning. I just can't find the name. I must have hit something, and technology and I are separate. So let's look at this. Steel-cut oats versus rolled oats. What's the difference here? It's all about the processing. That's what it's all about. So when you're looking at steel cut versus rolled, it comes down to the processing, how they make them. So let's look at rolled oats first. To make a rolled oat, you take the oat kernel, you flatten that thing out a little bit, they mush it down, they steam it, roll it, steam it again, then they toast it. So it ends up being like a flake. You see this in a lot of your commercial oatmeal type products, right? The steel cut oat, which is also named Irish oat, so you know it's got to be good for you. The Irish oats are whole kernel. They're big, and it's like a nut. They chop it and they break it into pieces, and they leave it in that whole form. So when you're looking at the two, you think, okay, so one is processed a little bit more. Now the gentleman's question was saying, hey Doc, why is the glycemic index different? So let's go through it real quick what the glycemic index is, right? It's when you eat something, how fast does it challenge your blood sugar level? How fast does it spike it and cause it to go up? And the load would be how long does it stay there? So we're looking at this thing and we're saying, hey, Ryan, so we're looking at this and we're saying, okay, we got glycemic load and glycemic index and all these things. The key is you want it to stay relatively low. You don't want it spiking that blood sugar. So it's a great question here. Rolled oats versus steel cut. Now here's the difference, and here's what you're looking at. We know the processing is different. Why does it change the glycemic index? Because we know for sure that the rolled oats have a higher glycemic index than the steel cut. And it's all about surface area and enzyme function. Guys, enzymes eat the food you put in the body. They break it down. But to do that, they have to be able to get at it. So the starch that's found in the center of the kernel, when you're looking at the oat, it's buried in there. So when you're looking at, hi Christy, when you're looking at something like an oat kernel, and it's kind of in a whole form, the enzyme has to kind of penetrate and crush that away to get at it. So it takes time. And that time slows down the absorption rate of that starch. When you roll it out and flatten it down real good, you're exposing that surface area. So now the enzymes that digest that for you can get to it right away. Well, then you get this spike in your blood sugar and you get that rush from it. So given the choice, if you're going to eat these type of things and you like oats, always choose the whole kernel form of this particular plant. And you'll see the smaller blood sugar spikes, the smaller climbs. So if you're diabetic, if you're someone suffering from like metabolic syndrome, right? They're talking about your cholesterol, and they're talking about your blood sugar, and they're talking about your triglycerides, then you want to go whole kernel if you can. So I hope this answers this for this gentleman. I'm sorry I lost it. I'm not sure where it was. I wish I could find it again. But I thought, well, I'll do a FaceTime live here real quick, and I'll share this with everybody, because if he had this question, how many other people do? So guys, make sure you share this on with your friends so they can understand the difference between, oh gosh, should I be eating these flakes or the whole kernel? And so now we know The whole kernel won't spike your sugar as much. Its glycemic index is lower. The reason it is, again, is because you don't have the surface area exposed yet. So the enzyme has to work harder and longer to chew that up. And that takes time. And the more time you allow for things to break down, the better your blood sugar is going to do with that. So I hope that answers that question for you. I hope this is a great little segment. Make sure you guys share this with your friends so they can get these questions answered too. And it helps everybody. That's the whole goal of this, right? We're kind of all in this together a little bit here. We want to make everybody healthier. So it's a great, great thing and a great question. That's our mailbag segment. Bye-bye.